So, what's good, YouTube family? This your guy, DJ Blessone, the best one. Let's be honest about a lot of the things going on in the NFL upcoming draft. Jaxson Dart, who's over here by me, he will be getting drafted before Shedeur Sanders. This is something I just found. I've been looking at it for a while, how things been progressing, certain teams that had interest in Jaxson Dart. I don't think you guys understand what I'm really trying to tell you. Jaxson Dart, prior to this 3-month period, just like every situation when it comes to the draft, he was predicted a 2-day draft pick at best. The Ole Miss quarterback, who was a former USC quarterback, just in embarrassing moments going on. Nobody gets this type of situation and this type of luxury unless you know certain guaranteed things are happening. Now, what's going on right now, I'm going to just be honest with you. Jaxson is also, he had an announcement on the 14th that he's being invited to the NFL draft out of nowhere. Now he has an invite, never had one before, didn't even talk about going. Now he has an invite. So he's guaranteed to be in the top 10. That's not even an if anymore. Now the question is which one of the teams are going to be the ones to draft him in the top 10. But I predict he will be in the top 6. He will go over Shedeur, and it's not going to be surprising. We see this every year. It's the same bullshit that they did with Zach Wilson. You see a lot of this drama, man. I'm going to tell y'all the truth, bro. I be trying to hang in there to deal with the crap we got to deal with, staring at all this hoopla, listening to the excuses that people make for certain, you know what I'm saying, organizations. I can't do it, man. Jaxson Dart hasn't showed me he's an NFL talent like that at all, bro. The only thing he possesses is the frame. But we've seen a lot of quarterbacks like Blake Broffels and a lot that's been 6'5" and above. What does that mean? Just as the very same, we've seen the Russell Wilsons of the world, Drew Brees, who are 6 foot and under, and they outperform their prototype counterparts who are 6'6" or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, stop telling me about how these type of quarterbacks look, how they're marketable. Are they top giving players that are worthy of the selection? This is Daniel Jones all over again. And it's funny that I say that. I just did a video about Pat Schumer talking about Shedeur compares to Daniel Jones. What? Why are you sliding your own quarterback? I think somebody down there in Boulder need to have a talk with Pat Schumer, because I like the guy, but why would you compare him to a failed scrub bust quarterback like Daniel Jones? Like, what's going on here with most of you Mayo dudes out here when it comes to the narratives? I don't even like talking about the race thing when it comes to that, but it just get a little uncomfortable because you see it every year. When Mitch Trubisky, out of nowhere, he played a scrub level type of atmosphere at North Carolina. Next thing you know, he gets propped up to the 2nd or 3rd pick in the draft. How does that even happen? How does he get drafted before Pat Mahomes and others? But I'm not going to get into that, because we know what it is. I understand if you don't like a guy, but don't make your fans, that's who lose. Don't make your fans go through some hoopla because you don't favor a certain quarterback. They're not part of your appetite. Then if no good quarterbacks are available, don't just draft them slowly because of the race. That's like, I think the people who always claim we use the race card, these are really the people who use the race card the most. These racist scrubs on the internet, they really the jokes of the world and the real professional victims. It's like they can't get out of their comfort zone for once in their life without feeling they're the superior ones. They're the ones who are the holy grail. It's like, get out of here with that. Jaxson Dart didn't show me anything that's even worthy of a guaranteed selected 2nd round pick, because 2nd round picks can become future Hall of Famers. You don't just waste them on anybody. I don't know what's the whole gist about Jaxson Dart. What is this love interest out of nowhere? Because if Lane Kiffin is the guru, like you said, how come his other protege quarterbacks didn't get the same notoriety, right? You gave that respect to who was the leader that led the team to victories. You guys gave that to Lane Kiffin. All of a sudden it's going towards Jaxson Dart. He's this glorious leader. Then why didn't he perform in the same way, manner, and fashion at USC? Why couldn't he get the job done over there? He didn't follow his father to a university like Shedeur did, which most sons follow their dads. Other than that, Shedeur will probably be at Jackson State still. But nobody's going to get mad at him for following his father. So what is Jaxson Dart's situation for transferring from USC? Because he couldn't get the job done. But nobody wants to talk about that part. All the metrics of things get moved on and off when it comes to certain quarterbacks. I don't have nothing against Jaxson Dart. I actually rooted for him in high school. I rooted for him at USC before politics played a role, besides the accountable parts where he was not really progressing as well, because we don't like calling that out. When these kind of quarterbacks don't perform well at said so university, guess who the ones who get blamed? You and I get blamed. X, Y, and Z, meaning everybody else but the quarterback themselves. But they moved this damn goalpost so much. I don't know what's going on and what you need to be to get this love. And another thing I'm learning that I've been new, you could be a phenomenal quarterback for all your years in college, but if you don't fit somebody's certain taste, maybe because of your complexion, I don't know, but you'll see within 3 months prior to the draft some of the most wildest, bizarre stories about you and narratives about you that you've never heard before. It just springs out of nowhere. It's the plan, it's the agenda, it's the system that's always in place that seems to bring up the same rhetorics. And trust me, I am the last one to feel sorry for anybody, but the reason why I keep bringing this up is because it gets more bizarre and bizarre. And as an avid sports fan, as a passionate sports fan who lives and breathes everything that to do with college football, it's just weird when these narratives come out of nowhere and you ask yourself, but I thought there was professional in this field. This is the NFL level now. You know, it's the thing you fell in love with once upon a time ago. No wonder I don't care much for the NFL anymore. It's because of gimmicks like this. When you got a Zach Wilson going number 2, you got a Baker Mayfield going number 1 after having all these infractions, after being drunk, getting slammed and tackled by the cops, and everybody just dismissed that and act like he was some cool trooper angel during his time. And a lot of these other guys, Mitch Trubisky, Daniel Jones, get drafted the 6th pick out of Duke University, which he was trash over there simply because he went to a Peyton Manning's camp. Or is it the real truth? The Giants, with their history, they didn't want to draft Dwayne Haskins during that time. You feel me? And don't tell me Dwayne was trash, because the way his actual, aesthetics was showing when he was at Ohio State, a lot of people would have drafted him high. I know we seen him later at the Washington Redskins, but since we make excuses for Daniel Jones, dare I say the Redskins sucked at that time prior to Jalen Daniels going over there. So, man, just spare me your feelings, man. Spare me this, spare me that. We know who is the crummiest one of them all, and I'm done, man. It just gets worse and worse and worse with who gets selected at these top picks. Look, this is my thing to all players out there. You don't have to shine anymore, bro. Just get drafted and try to get the most money you can and then get out. Because I get to see that this thing is not this passionate thing anymore. It's about a beauty contest with who reminds you of their grandson and their sons and family members and who looks like them. This is BS. I thought it was about, the fun thing about this was the best versus the best. But it's always going to be the complexion of protection, like Paul Mooney taught us. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm DJ Blessone, the best one. Love your family, love your kids, and stay blessed. Unbelievable. Mr. Dart is going above Shedeur. Whew.